In this video, we are taking a look at some very interesting parts of Shakur Stevenson's offense. So let's begin with a few examples of how he builds up and variates his offense, which messes up the opponent's timing. As we saw previously, he likes to use a jab feint followed by the rear hand as the base for his offense and counters. But as they get used to him ending his attacks with the left hand, he would follow it up with a right hook or right swivel jab, with Stevenson's lead foot and head always ending outside of the opponent's lead foot after throwing the rear hand. It's only natural and easy to follow it with this punch. And when the opponent starts expecting the right hook, instead of throwing it, Stevenson uses that moment to smother his upper arm with his right glove as he switch steps deeper into the blind angle. This normally throws off the opponent's timing, and Stevenson follows it up with an unexpected left hook or left uppercut. But credit to Nakatila, who in this example was quick enough to smother his arm and step out at the last moment. Let's begin with his creative combos, from the simple ones to the more complex ones, and how he's using them to create the openings in his opponent's high guard. They go from the simple ones like jabbing high at the guard to keep it up and sneaking in the straight left to the body. Or doing the same thing with defarming instead of jabbing, like we saw in the previous video. Then, here is Shakur jabbing high, forcing Valdez to put up a tight guard in front of his face, which leaves him unprotected from the follow-up left hook around the guard. Stevenson feints a jab which makes Valdez put up a tight guard. He throws a right hook around the guard. But the right hook was just a light setup punch which made Valdez widen his guard and open for the straight left. He also combines feints, straight and looping punches with changing levels. Jab feint opens up the way for the right hook up. Then those punches to the head are opening Valdez for the straight left to the body. Jab feint. Set up straight left up. Right hook up. Left hand to the body. Similar to how Pacquiao's opponents were often only looking to defend from the big left hand while he would hurt them by sneaking in a very quick and unexpected lead hand punch right behind it, Shakur is able to show that same trickiness when he lets his hands go. You see him loading up on the big left hand, and although it ultimately ends landing around Toka Clary's guard, Clary clearly saw that punch coming. What caught him by surprise is that quick follow-up uppercut, plus it set him up for another left hand. The proof that Shakur is drilling this type of combos in the gym comes just a second later when he repeats the very same attack again. Only this time Clary got his timing down and countered him with the right hook. With a fellow southpaw in Clary, who is pivoting on his right foot and moving to the right when he gets close to the ropes, here we see Shakur, instead of immediately cutting off the ring by stepping to the left, is intentionally following Clary along the ropes so he could feint a jab and make Clary pivot out in order to catch him with the left hook on the pivot. Shakur did everything perfectly here. He even anticipated Clary ducking on the pivot, so he aimed his left hook just about Clary's belt line. It's only thanks to Clary ducking below the belt that he escaped the punch. Similar thing here. Stevenson feints a jab and the overhand left to make Clary put up a tight guard and to use that split second to step to the right, which already triggered Clary to start pivoting. The cuffing right hook catches him around the guard, although behind the head. And Stevenson then showcases his timing and accuracy by catching him with the left hook, not around, but right in the middle of his guard. Later in the fight, Clary was able to counter him with a few check jabs on the pivot, but Stevenson adapted to it and, as we see here, started slipping inside of those jabs and timing Clary with right and left hands. Side note, you see how he started throwing or feinted the lead uppercut, and as Clary went to parry it with his left glove, Stevenson nicely turned it into a hook. We mentioned how he's opening guards with jab feints. Here, for example, we see him feinting it high before dipping low and throwing the left hand to the body. But in the following examples we also see Nakatila dropping his arms whenever Stevenson dips low, clearly trying to block a body punch, but the left hand ends up catching him flush upstairs.